You ever have that feeling, you know the one, where you're working harder than ever, you're running as fast as you can on that financial treadmill, but somehow you're not actually getting anywhere? It's a feeling so many of us know. Well, today we're going to pull that feeling apart. We're breaking down what we call the median trap, and we're going to figure out how being broke somehow became the new normal for the middle class. All right, let's get into it.
So let's just start with a number, $15,056. According to Experian, that's the average amount of debt held by an American household. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's a staggering figure, and it really shows you how much we've come to rely on credit. For a lot of people, this isn't just some safety net anymore. It's the very thing holding up their entire lifestyle.
And this quote it perfectly captures the whole idea of the median trap. See, it's not always about not earning enough money. It's about being weighed down by all this debt. You're running, you're putting in the work, but you're just burning yourself out to stay in the exact same spot. It's a feeling a lot of us share. But here's the thing, it didn't happen by accident.
So how did this become our reality? Well, it wasn't some big overnight event. It was more like a slow, quiet shift in our economy, in our culture, and in our entire relationship with money. And to really understand how to escape this trap, we first have to understand how it was built, piece by piece.
This right here, this shows you the fundamental change. You look at the post-World War II middle class, and it was built on a totally different foundation. Production, savings, a more modest lifestyle. Debt was something you avoided. It was a risk. Now, fast forward to today. The modern middle class, it's built on consumption, on individualism, and this idea that debt isn't just an option, it's a necessity. It's your ticket just to get in the game.
And you can literally see how the trap was built over the decades. Back in the 50s, you had stability from good jobs. Simple enough. But then you hit the 70s and everything changed. Wages just flattened out, costs went up, and debt quietly stepped in to fill that gap. And then the real game changer in 1989, the FICO score. All of a sudden, your entire financial life gets boiled down to one number, and having a good score became the new key to opportunity.
Look, the system itself is only half the story. The trap is also psychological. It's built on these habits and mindsets that keep us spending, keep us borrowing, and keep us feeling kind of powerless. And a lot of times, we don't even realize it's happening. So let's take a look at this inner game that we're all playing.
Okay, this is absolutely crucial. There's been a total psychological flip. In what you might call the broke mindset, spending money actually feels like empowerment. It feels good, right? A reward. And saving? Well, that feels like deprivation, like you're missing out. A wealth mindset completely reverses that. Saving becomes the empowering act because it buys you freedom. And spending? It's just a tool you use with a purpose, not some emotional crutch.
And this mindset, it shows up in some really specific ways. You've got the entitlement cycle. We've all been there. I had a rough day, I deserve this. Then there's the subscription trap, just slowly draining our bank accounts. You've also got lifestyle inflation, where every single raise you get is immediately eaten up by new expenses. And maybe the most dangerous one of all, the head in the sand mentality. Just ignoring the problem because, let's be honest, who wants to look at a credit card statement with 30% interest? It's just too painful.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, we've looked at the history, we've analyzed the psychology. Now it's time for the most important part, the escape plan. And this isn't about blame, it's about action. The good news is there is a clear, systematic way to break free from all this.
Here it is. This is the core strategy, which Professor Anant Singh calls the freedom fuel system. First step, ruthless budgeting. This means you take absolute control. You tell every single dollar where to go. Second, and this is huge, you shift your entire mindset from labor to ownership. Your salary isn't the end goal. It's the tool you use to buy assets that work for you. And third, the 60-40 rule. It's a super simple but powerful way to fight lifestyle inflation. Every time you get a raise, 60% of it goes straight to making you richer.
You know, I want to end by reframing this whole journey for you. Getting out of debt, it isn't really about pinching pennies or depriving yourself. It's about something way more powerful than that. It's actually an act of rebellion.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? In a system that literally profits from your monthly payments, the most defiant thing you can possibly do is owe nothing to anyone. Financial freedom isn't just about security. It's about taking back your power. It's about making choices based on your dreams, not your bills.
Now, starting that rebellion, it takes a plan. We've talked about the what, the freedom fuel system. And Professor Singh's ebook, Money Mapping and Ruthless Budgeting, gives you the how. Think of it as the detailed playbook for actually doing this stuff.
for implementing ruthless budgeting, for making that shift to asset ownership, and for really taking control to build lasting wealth.
So, we've walked through how this trap was systematically built over decades. We've seen the financial gears, the historical shifts, the psychological hooks. The only question left is the one right there on your screen. Now that you know the architecture of the trap, are you ready to start building your escape?